For my next question, Lance was curious about how the rise of streaming services will affect the theatrical experience. Will movie theaters last because of Netflix? I'm just going to go straight to the point on this one. No. There's often this question of whether some new technology will lead to the closure of cinemas, with rising ticket prices also labeled as a culprit. But one need only look at the box office numbers to see it's still a profitable avenue for studios to release their films. This discussion popped up when television first came about, and then returned when home video was created, and the thought was that people would just rent and buy movies to watch at home. And yet, the cinematic experience continues to prosper. In regards to Netflix, they've done a great job of financing films that the studios might be leery of taking a risk on. You even have renowned directors like Martin Scorsese and the Coen brothers making the move to Netflix, but they're not a threat to the theatrical experience. If someone is really interested in seeing a movie, they will go. I think a good case in point is the success of Crazy Rich Asians. When the book hit the bestseller list, Netflix was one of a number of studios interested in funding a film adaptation, and they offered the author, Kevin Kwan, a lot of money to get the rights. However, he felt the Asian American audience would prefer to see themselves on the big screen, and even though Warner Brothers offered less money and proposed a lower budget than Netflix, he went with the 95-year-old Hollywood studio. Ultimately, Kwan's decision proved to be the right one, as not only Asians but other races went to see Crazy Rich Asians in theaters to the tune of over $230 million. This also goes against the current conventional wisdom that nobody watches romantic comedies in theaters anymore. Of course, you also have the big blockbusters people want to see immediately, like the latest Marvel release, the newest Pixar movie, and, for the most part, the newest Star Wars adventure. Seeing horror films on the big screen also comes with that communal experience you can get by being scared of a whole bunch of people. And it seems we are in a golden age of horror films, as 2017 was actually the first year when their total grosses topped $1 billion, thanks to successes like It and Get Out. And the popularity of horror films has continued this year with A Quiet Place, The Nun, and the new Halloween. Now, are studios scared of Netflix? Doesn't seem like it. Feels like they're more inspired by Netflix, as Disney and Warner Brothers have announced plans to build their own streaming services, which will also have original movies and series of their own. However, I think they will always be in the business of making movies for the big screen. The home video market has actually shrunk more than the theatrical market has, so the studios seem intent on making their money back on theatrical releases. Disney in particular imposes requirements on the theaters who want to play the latest Star Wars films. So the mouse certainly does not want them to go away. The studios also seem to view Netflix as a way to deal with what they deem considerable risks. Paramount sold off the Cloverfield paradox to Netflix, feeling that was the best way to earn their investment back. Universal did the same with the science fiction film Extinction, as did Warner Brothers with Andy Serkis's Jungle Book adaptation Mowgli. So Netflix had better be careful that studios not use them as a way to unload films they don't have much confidence in. To conclude, while Netflix can certainly be called a major force in the entertainment industry, has really changed a lot in terms of what streaming can do, they are definitely not a threat to movie theaters. They're just another way for viewers to consume content. Television first became popular shortly after World War II, and movie theaters stuck around. VHS was released in 1976, and movie theaters still exist to this day. If anything, these new technologies actually inspire the cinema chains to improve and make the viewing experience better. Lately, inspired by MoviePass, we're seeing chains adopt membership programs to inspire people to go out more. Netflix is great, but it's not a substitute for the big screen experience.